More of our filmmakers, our actors, our producers show up. We're doing something somewhat untraditional today in that we are live streaming right now all over the place.
We're live.
We are live, so we're asking you to quickly tell us who you are and what project you're with.
Randy Morgan, Your Number's Up, short film.
And what is it about, Randy?
It's about 7.5 minutes.
That's all we need to know. But maybe there's more.
An unlucky loser spends his last dollar on a single bet, only to wind up in a worse position than he started. So,
Missionary or doggy?
You'd have to ask him. He's out back in the alley right now. I think if you got $10, he'll answer that.
It's good to know what somebody's price is. I hate wasting time haggling, don't you?
Yeah,
Good people just tell you right up front.
Give me $10. It's like that.
So this is going to appeal to people who have a gambling type nature, I would think. People are willing to take some risks. And making a film, making a project is risky to begin with, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I'll never divulge what was spent on this project. I'll end up in divorce court tomorrow, so there you have it.
So give us the name again so that people can research it and look it up and understand it and see it.
Yeah. Your Number's Up.
Do you have a website for it?
Yeah, if you go to, well, that one's dead. Let me think of the other one. I'm a great interview, huh? What do you think of this?
Actually, this is a good interview.
Okay.
You have no idea.
All right. So are you burnt out yet, or?
Not at all. I mean, we could go on for an hour. It's up to you.
No, I'm going to get out of here. Fanclubfilms.com. That one's live.
All right.
So you guys hit that up. You can find the short film, links to a couple of other features I've written and directed, blah, blah, blah. Done some television work, and the list goes on.
We like him. You're fun.
All right, dude.
Well, we know then that your project's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
It's got a midget, so look out.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, except I'm glad. Actually, we have in Culver City here in Los Angeles. Culver City is an area where Sony Pictures is now located. There is a hotel there where maybe if you saw a movie a bunch of years ago in the 1980s called Under the Rainbow with Chevy Chase and others. It was all about the Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz. And they have in the front window next to the restaurant a little homage to the Munchkins. And apparently they were all holed up in this hotel. And there was a tunnel underneath, which apparently is still there. It's not open to the public, but it would go all the way into the studio. And they used to usher them by the hundreds underground to make the movie The Wizard of Oz, because apparently letting them loose in the streets, they thought something would happen or something wouldn't happen. We probably will never know. We've got another guest coming up here. We are live on the red carpet here in the New Media Film Festival in Westwood. And we're asking, because we are live streaming right now, we're asking you to pretend you're closed captioned and tell us your name and the project you're working for.
My name's Damion Poitier, and I'm working on Divergence.
Oh, we talked earlier about Divergence.
I was supposed to be here earlier, but LA and traffic, you know how it is.
Are you related to Sidney?
Sidney who?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, given that the age group watching online may be a little less mature, we should say there is an amazing actor by the name of Sidney Poitier.
Yes, I have heard of him. Yes.
So is it reasonable for me to extrapolate through the conversation, although you may just be really educated and have heard of him, but possibly you've met him before?
It is very possible that I've met him before, yes.
This is a treat. I was actually just talking to Stanley Kramer's widow and daughter the other day, and guess who's coming to dinner was just on, I think, Turner Classic just a few days ago. So your father?
No.
Grandfather?
Nope.
Uncle?
No.
Brother?
No.
Anyway, there are great actors out there, and I think I'm standing next to one right now. Would that be a true statement?
Well, we're getting there. It's always a process.
Tell us about what you do.
So I was working on Divergence, and in this one, I play a ex-vet who's the best friend of the lead character, played by Dan Southworth, who you guys saw and you talked to earlier. And he's, you know, with Dan's going through PSTD, so I'm kind of the guy that he comes to whenever he's having issues and kind of helps him focus and everything like that. And you know, it's a very complicated tale, and I can't really describe to you what happens without ruining interesting plot points. But let's just say that I'm there, then I'm not there, then I'm kind of there some more, and then I may or may not be there.
Like your postman.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch.
Or a job.
Right. Yes. Oh, yes. Jobs are always there, then not there, and do a lot of floating around.
And to remind us, because if you didn't see the earlier interview, Divergence was about a guy with PTSD, and we had a little bit of lost time or time travel and things of that nature. There's a science fiction element.
There's a science fiction element. It's lost time-ish. You know, it's got a, like I said, I don't want to give away anything by telling you what it is, but it's a very interesting concept. It's one of those concepts you watch and you go, why didn't I think of that? You know, especially if you're a sci-fi fan. They did an excellent job. Douglas planned an amazing tale, and I'm actually really enjoying being a part of it and just figuring out what's going on myself. So.
You know, it's fun when you're an actor and you really enjoy the craft that you do. Some people, like any job, it's just a gig and they have to go to work. We all have to go to work. Some people get to go to work. And you look like one of those guys who gets to go to work.
I definitely get to go to work. The working part is getting the job. The actual job itself is the fun part. That's the reward for the work you've put in. So.
And then holding on to it.
Yeah, that's
any job.
Yeah, any job at all. You know, you have to continue to raise your level of if your performance level or your level of whatever it is you're doing to continue to obviously get the jobs and get the next job and continue to move forward.
You know, it's funny. Somebody may be sitting in Iowa right now, and maybe you're sitting in Iowa right now. If you are, tweet me.
If you're sitting in Iowa, we're actually talking to you right now. If you're in Iowa watching,
you're in Iowa.
Directly talking to you.
You think from watching television that these guys, you know, eat it at cafes in a place called Hollywood, Hollywood has these restaurants where all the stars hang out, all the actors, and they eat there, and their agents come by and sit down with a cell phone and offer you 60 scripts to review, and you just pick the one you want, and you've got 8 movies going simultaneously, and they just think it sort of happens like that. But in fact, you work your ass off.
Well, there's a large degree of, you know, it's all about, they always say it's who you know in Hollywood, and it really is. There's a large degree of networking involved in any kind of undertaking like this, and it's, you know, there's a community of filmmakers, so what you want to do is you want to actually make yourself known as a valuable commodity in the community, as someone who's easy to work with and someone who's easy to get a hold of. You know, so you want to make sure they can get a hold of you, that you're easy to work with, and having a level of talent also is helpful in making and establishing, you know, yourself as an actor. So.
That you can replicate human behavior precisely and in a way where I actually forget that it's you, Mr. Poitier, and see somebody else. That's pulling it off. That's a real heist.
Yeah, that's when you really actually, when you get into the truth, you know, there's, who was it? I can't remember who said it, but someone said there's performers and then there are personalities. So, you know, some people, and sometimes they're both. Like Will Smith, you know, he can perform or he can be a personality. You're just seeing Will Smith on screen, or he can be someone else.
It's like Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise walking in a room. It's Tom Cruise walking out. Now he's wearing a German uniform. Now he's sitting on the crapper, right? But it's Tom Cruise. Or Michael Douglas dressed as Liberace, kissing Matt Damon. It's Michael Douglas.
But they're there, and you believe. It's like Shia LaBeouf. You know, you believe him in anything he's doing.
Well,
it's always Shia, but you
normally I do.
Well, normally you do.
That was and Rob Lowe.
Right.
That was a moment I will never forget. I don't know if you've seen this thing yet. Behind the candelabra.
It's on my DVR. I haven't gotten a chance to sit down and watch it.
Just wait.
Okay.
You'll know exactly what I mean. And we're not reviewing a movie. We're just pointing something out. Right. I want to thank you so much for coming on today. I want to thank you for offering Acting 101 to everybody, because we simply don't know.
Yeah. It's all in what works for you. Mostly it's what works for you, and then what works for everybody that you're trying to work with.
All right, well, congratulations, and we'll see you on the big screen.
Definitely.
All right, we are coming to you live, of course, from the New Media Film Festival. We are in Westwood, part of Los Angeles, California. This is the area where since the 1920s and 30s, all the great movies have had their premieres right near here, all the movie palaces. And we have more folks here coming up the red carpet as we talk to people who are great filmmakers, who are directors, who are producers. And we're doing something unusual today, only because we are live streaming. And I'm going to break that fourth wall and the fifth wall and the sixth wall, whatever that's supposed to mean. Normally, when we do television, we would cut away to something, and then we would have producers run up and say, "What's your name?" And then they would tell me, and then I would magically know everybody who comes up. But since we are live streaming, and we want to make this transparent and very real for you, we're actually letting it happen naturally as it would in real life. Wow. So I know.
Hi, everybody.
It's a miracle. So give us your name and tell us about your project.
My name is David Gordon, and we are here submitting Leaps and Bounds, which is a web series, but in this particular festival, we submitted it as a sizzle reel, and we're hoping to see what kind of excitement we can generate about the show, and then maybe finish the series and get it on TV, or certainly on the internet at the very least.
Now, Jennifer, who's sitting in Kansas right now, She said a sizzle reel. A sizzle reel. Now, you know, I know, but let's help her know what we mean by that.
Okay, a sizzle reel is a highlight reel that shows a lot of the best moments, and in this case, it's a show about dancers, so a lot of the most exciting moments, physically and emotionally, that are really the crux of the whole show.
And you brought with you your creative comrades here, or CCs as we call them in the business. And tell us who you are.
I'm Mark Bedard. I was co-writer and a producer. And what else?
I know. I just wanted to see what you would do. That was really good. At next to you, come on up.
That's Tom G, which is short for Giannakopoulos. This thing on. I was the
It is now.
AD and a co-producer.
So Jennifer in Kansas, you're the AD. Now she knows what ADD is, but she may not know what AD is.
So assistant director. And basically keeping everybody on schedule and kicking his ass.
Now, in the chain of command, is that how that works?
That's pretty much it. Oh, these guys hold my feet to the fire. So when we're out shooting, yes, as you can see,
we're gonna look down
as
now.
you can see, this one, they really held this one down. And I was lucky to make it tonight. But these are the guys who helped me make my dream come true.
So, in a quick nutshell, tell us about what we're going to see when we watch this video. We know there's a sizzle reel, so we know we're going to see, a highlight of the gist of it. But can you give us maybe just a 31-second synopsis?
This is a story about a girl who teaches a dance class and loses her job, and as a result of that has to reinvent herself and decides, because of the predicament that she's in, to finally move forward with her dream of making a dance company. And that is on the good side. The bad side is, or the difficulty is for her, that she has a boyfriend who's in a lot of trouble. And that boyfriend makes it difficult for her to move forward, and of course their relationship is at stake. And she's at a crossroads in her life, and we go through that with her and watch her dream blossom.
All right, just like everybody's real life. And it really is. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for making a fun film. We'll look forward to your sizzle reel. And congratulations for being here at the New Media Film Festival. We are streaming live. As I said before, we have more people lined up. It kind of goes back about a half a mile. We're going to rush them through a little more quickly so you can see more faces, more smiles, and more content. And because we are live streaming right now, we're live streaming. I know. Cool. I know. And in a good way, not in the painful way known as dyspareunia. And we're asking people to give their names and tell us just a little bit about your project.
Okay, my name is Rob Bruner, and I have a web series here at the New Media Film Festival called Between Jupiter and Mars. This is my lovely wife.
Hello. Judith Heather. I have a song that I recorded, which is playing in the first episode.
Which is the one that we're going to see.
And quick synopsis, 23.7 seconds.
Yeah, my elevator pitch. This is a show about a top talent agent who accidentally goes and sees a psychic, and she tells him that he's gonna get cancer and die unless he immediately quits his job and becomes a manager. But he can only be a manager for the misfits of Hollywood, people that nobody else will hire.
And maybe you'll give out his name because there are 80,000 people who want to know right now, looking for that manager, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
And we're so glad you're here. And I'm not giving you the rush, but as you can see, they're queued up. But we're really happy you're here. Give us the name of the project again.
Between Jupiter and Mars is going to be online July 5th, so watch for it.
And it's Googleable. Between Jupiter and Mars, it comes up.
It will come up, if not now, very soon.
Yes, that was goading him into getting it online for you. And you'll be singing the opening number, right, in the beginning?
Not the opening number. My song does play in the first episode, but you can find the info on robbruner.com as well.
All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations on being here at the New Media Film Festival. Thank you so much. Cary Harrison with you with Public Broadcasting, and of course we're here supporting the New Media Film Festival.